Boredom is something that many people deal with, but rather than viewing it as a negative response to a lack of being entertained, view it as an opportunity to be more productive. When you are bored and you feel like you have nothing to do, right? Oftentimes you actually do have something to do, but maybe you're just not thinking hard enough, or maybe you just think that there's nothing else that's entertaining to do other than what you're doing. So for example, like if someone is, like let's say it's like a Saturday, right? And someone feels like there's nothing that they can do. So, they just spend time like scrolling on their phone. Instead of doing that, and even if they're bored on their phone, instead of doing that, they can work on something productive. So for example, if they know that they have to study for a test, right? They can help themselves, by studying for said test, right? Because then they're helping themselves later, and also, like they're doing something productive. Like they'll feel good after doing that. And then at the same time, then they won't punish later because, they prepare earlier on. And the thing is that the reason why I say boredom's an opportunity is because when people are bored, they are looking for things to do, right? Particularly entertaining things. But instead of looking for entertaining things, which often have to do with, or which often are, instant gratification, try to look for delayed gratification. And examples of delayed gratification are, there's many examples like reading, journaling, meditating, preparing a clean, healthy meal, getting sun and fresh air, exercising, working on your business, etc. Like things like that, you can work on, and ultimately it will give you more satisfaction long term compared to, just like scrolling on TikTok or scrolling on Instagram, or heck, even scrolling on YouTube, right? Because although you can learn a lot of things from YouTube, like everything in moderation, right? Like people can watch YouTube excessively. So, okay, like I was saying, in essence, view boredom as an opportunity and capitalize on the fact that you feel like you have nothing to do, and use that to motivate you, to push you, to, do something productive. But you might be thinking, Snappy, what if I'm bored because I'm doing something productive? And that would be a very good question. That's a very valid question. And my response to that question would be, try to make what you're doing as entertaining as possible, or at least as tolerable as possible. For example, I know a lot of you guys, maybe you're in school, maybe you guys are in, high school, perhaps middle school, elementary, even like post-secondary, wherever you guys are. For instance, if you have something that you can work on, right? And you're doing it and you're like, oh my God, this is so boring, right? Like this is mind-numbingly boring. Like what you can do instead is maybe, for example, if it's a project, try to think of an interesting way that you can do the project, right? A way that you will enjoy and also get like good marks on it, right? If it's, for example, just something like math practice, like I know when I do math, like I'm not always enjoying it because although I can be good at it, it's not necessarily like super interesting, right? It's like objective, like the answers are either right or wrong. So it's like when doing it, it can seem dull, but at the same time, if I push through and I practice, right? And, even if like between, or what am I saying, even if, and between like my practice sessions, I take breaks to make it more tolerable, right? Like instead of doing 4 hours straight, I would do like 1 hour intervals. It's a lot more tolerable, and therefore I don't get bored, right? I reduce my boredom. So to reduce boredom, or just to have more fun, specifically with when doing things that you are bored with, that you find boring, you can think of a way to make it entertaining, or think of a way that you can make it more tolerable at the very least. And a way of making it more tolerable is, separating it into intervals. Again, like time periods in which you do the work. And, what's fun to you is subjective. So I'm not one to decide that for you. But yeah, if you just find a fun way to get it done and you actually like understand what you're doing and you're productive, understand what you're doing is specifically for school, but if you're able to be productive, that's awesome, and then you'll actually get more work done while enjoying yourself more and being less bored. So, as I mentioned earlier, instant and delayed gratification. I actually have a video on this, and I recommend you guys watch that video, but in this video, after this one, watch it. But in this video, I was going to say that you want to avoid indulging in instant gratification, right? Because as I mentioned earlier, you'll get long-term satisfaction from pursuing delayed gratification, whereas you only get short-term satisfaction by pursuing instant gratification. For example, if someone's on their phone and they're on, whatever social media app, right? Like they see a post, they get that dopamine rush from seeing the post, and then they scroll to the next one because they keep chasing that dopamine rush. Whereas for delayed gratification, oftentimes in the short term, right? I'm just going to be blunt. It's less entertaining, right? It's not always entertaining in the short term, but in the long term, it's significantly more rewarding, right? That's why it's better to pursue delayed gratification rather than instant, because usually delayed gratification is healthier, like the vast majority of the time, right? And, like some examples are like exercising, reading, right? Like as I mentioned earlier, journaling, like stuff like that. It might not seem super entertaining, but it helps you, right? Like for example, if someone wants to exercise, like let's say if they want to play basketball, they can do that. If they like to lift weights, they can do that. If they like to do cardio, they can do that. Just whatever they like to make it entertaining. And, since it will provide them with that long-term satisfaction, they'll have the drive to do it more. And therefore, right, since they're pursuing delayed gratification, they won't feel bored because they will want the long-term satisfaction, right? And then they won't feel like they have nothing to do because instead of having nothing to do, they know that they can pursue the delayed gratification, such as, again, exercising, reading, and journaling. So yeah, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video to, be notified for when I upload next. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please feel free to tell your friends, your family, like your pet, whoever about this, about my channel, because word of mouth really helps a ton for like spreading my content and, like boosting my channel numbers and, making sure that more people are able to see my stuff, and making sure I'm able to, teach more people because I love to do this, right? That's why I keep uploading the videos. But, yeah, I stream on Twitch as well. That's twitch.tv/snapbeasty, SNAPBEASTY. I stream frequently there. We have a Discord server as well. Feel free to join that. Link is in the description. And yeah, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay awesome. We evolve together. And yeah, peace out. Thank you so much.